A very good evening and welcome to the 8 o'clock news bulletin. I'm Lungilele Makakula. First, the headlines. More companies continue to partner with the Prince Sicalo Foundation in support of its vision. The Minister of Commerce, Mangoba Khumalo, says it is encouraging to see Eswatini committing themselves fully in the business sector. And 4 candidates will contest to replace the late Senator Mike Temple. The news. More companies continue to partner with the Prince Sicalo Foundation in support of its vision to donate food hampers and other essentials to the elderly at Tinkundla centers in the country. His Royal Highness Prince Sicalo has received a donation from 2 Eswatini-based companies who have joined other companies to partner with his charity organization.
The latest companies to partner with the foundation are Swaziland Trading Company and Swaziland Oil Mill Industries. The companies have jointly donated food parcels that will benefit 650 families. Mohammed Dawood from Swaziland Oil Mill Industries officially presented the food parcels, which are worth 90,000 malangeni.
Very happy to participate at the event and also to join Johannes Royal for the COVID-19 to direct to public. And myself, Somi Oil Industry and Southern Trading, we are partner on the business because we are manufacturer for cooking oil and distributor by Southern Trading. In meantime, we have 2 distributors on Swaziland because one is Southern Trading, another top notch, to control all oil business in the Eswatini, sorry. The donation we did is about for 650 family.
When receiving the donation, His Royal Highness Prince Sicalo hailed the multi-stakeholder approach and the spirit of collaboration that has been adopted by charity entities to assist the elderly and needy citizens in general as the country deals with the COVID-19 pandemic. His Royal Highness says his organization aims to limit ease of movement among the elderly who are more vulnerable to the disease.
Akusithi sinesodwana siphumile umkhankaso ukuthi sikhona kulamlela sive nokuthi sikhona kupha labo labale khashane labangakhona ukuthola kudla kunalethi manje ama foundation nama organizations leswabonako nawo aphumile lesingiloku sikuthokotelako ukuthi kungilokuhle kubona ukuthi sive siyanakekelwa ngalesikhathi lesi la sihlaselwe ngilomkhuhlane lobhoke kangaka esiveni bekunene. Sithathe lesithuba kakhulu ukuthi sibonge kuwo lama sponsors ethu lapha lamuhla ukuthi efike nekudla lokungaka lokulinganiselwe kule mali lesebavele bayibalile lenengi impela ukuthi akwanze kakhulu labathethe khona siyethemba ukuthi uNkulunkulu utawuphinza babusise ukuthi nabo baqhubeke babe neminyaka leta uphinze endlulele kulena lesebanayo bekunene kona batawuqhubeka nemisebenzi yabo lemihle yokuthi banake sive kulukhuni kuhamba nyalo uyelena nalena uthi uyothola kudla longabe sesoyabuya uyakusebenzisa ekhaya ngoba phela ufuna usiphinze sinciphise nato tindzaba tekuhamba ngoba kwathi ukuthi lesifo lesibhedvukile asisi kuthi nje utasikhanza sikuhlalele ekhaya leba utasikhanza lamgwaqweni lapha la uhamba khona ngakho ke kepha na uhlete ekhaya ngeke sikusukele ekhaya utihlalele khona nebekunene ngakho ke ngiko sikhutsata nokuthi labo labakhonako kuhlalela ngasekhaya labadzala ngoba bona phinze kube ngibo laba very vulnerable kulesifo ukuthi sisheshe sibakhubate ngekugula lokwehlukahlukene ngiko ngase siphuma nje siya kubo sitokhona ukuthi mane batholele batawu kumixa ngasethunjini
The Minister of Tinkhundla Administration and Development, David Ngampalala, noted the impact which the Prince Sikalo Foundation continues to make in communities and Tinkhundla centers.
We are excited once again to see you moving around the country, especially to the Tinkhundla, where everybody in the country is coming from Tinkhundla system. So when we go around, listen to people, they are so excited with the Sikalo Foundation.
The donation event was also graced by Senator Ndumiso, who has been instrumental in implementing the vision of the Prince Sikalo Foundation. On the news, I'm Sandila Makanya reporting with Zulu Masugu at Lozita.
The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mangoba Khumalo, says it is encouraging to see Eswatini committing themselves fully in the business sector, as this will help boost the country's economy, which has been affected by the outbreak of the coronavirus. The minister said this during an exhibition of products made by members of Vugani Bomage project. The exhibition was held at Eswatini in Mbabane.
Vugani bomage project was started by business women Eswatini 35 days ago after seeing the challenges faced by women in rural areas due to COVID-19 outbreak. This project is aimed at empowering both rural and urban women to venture into business during these trying times of COVID-19. The 30 women are from 3 Tinkhundla centers, which are Manzini South, Nhlambeni and Lubamba constituencies. Speaking during the exhibition of products by the women, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade Mangoba Khumalo says this project is in line with the country's strategic roadmap of 2019, which aims at recovering the economy through the business sector.
We don't want government to be creating jobs, but we want government to be creating the environment that will allow the private sector to create jobs. We want this economy to be private sector led. We want this economy to be export-driven. The one thing that has really been interesting in the last couple of months is, as government, we've been working on what we call post-COVID-19 economic recovery strategy. One of the key pillars is we want to build factory shells at Tinkhundla.
The chairperson of Business Women Eswatini, Toki House, says, as an organization, they are grateful to see women in the country showing enthusiasm in venturing into business, because this will not only benefit their families, but the economy of the country as well.
We came together. We said, you know, I work with fabric. We work with fabric. What can I do? Can we put something together? Yes, we did.
Howe further stated that they are planning to visit all the Tinkhundla centers in the country so that women in rural areas also benefit from this initiative. During the exhibition event, various companies also donated towards the project so that the women will be able to produce more products for the benefit of the country's economy. Reporting, Amzoto Ahlameni with Mbonga Dube at Mafini in Mbabane.
4 candidates will contest to replace the late Senator Mike Temple after being nominated by the House of Assembly today.
When the House of Assembly resumed its parliamentary business on Thursday, High Court Judge Justice Machaenga Badlamini conducted a swearing-in ceremony for returning officers who were to conduct a nomination process where members of the House of Assembly were supposed to nominate candidates who will contest to replace the late Senator Mike Temple. Before the nomination process could commence, elections and boundaries officials explained to the members the caliber of people they should nominate as per the Senate Elections Act No. 7 of 2013.
Honorable members, kufanele ukuthi lo muntu lesikhuluma ngaye abe umuntu law registered as a voter. That's the first part. Number 2, abe citizen, abe ngumuntu lo bhadele ema taxes akhe noma ende arrangement na commissioner of taxes. Bese ke sekube naleti ngqabekelwane ke ukuthi yini ke mhlawumbe lengabe seseyam disqualify. Kwaqala nje kufanele ukuthi angabi umuntu mhlambe umthetho lose umu beke eceleni wathi uinsolvent noma ungumuntu mhlawumbe le una kugula lokuthide kwengqondo, futhi kungabi umuntu lo under i sentence kuboshwa of more than 6 months under a criminal offense in la Eswatini.
After the nomination process, the Speaker in the House of Assembly, Honorable Petrus Mavimbela, announced the nominees.
Kuna Sifiso Mabuza, Tamga Ehosia, businessman. Bena Bongan Matsebula, Tamga Sihoye, businessman. Bena Jackies Potlita, Tamga Manzini, businessman. Ngoma Kametse, Tamga Manzini, businessman. Jimmy Shope, Tamge Mahlangacha, businessman.
Over the weekend, there will be intensive lobbying, and on Monday, the parliamentarians will decide who the next senator is. For Eswatini TV News, I am Lincoln Gule in Parliament.
3 more COVID-19 related deaths have been reported in the Kingdom of Eswatini over the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of COVID-19 fatalities to 28. The 26th COVID-related death is a 20-year-old man from the Hoho region. The 27th COVID-related death is a 68-year-old woman from the Manzini region, while the 28th COVID-related death is a 42-year-old woman from the Manzini region. According to a statement released by the Minister for Health, Lizinkosi, 83 people tested positive for COVID-19 today. The ministry today received 375 results. There are 1,028 active cases locally. 882 have recovered from COVID-19. The Manzini region has recorded 977 cases. The Ho region has recorded 742. The Chiseloni region has recorded 165, and the Lubombo region has recorded 137 cases. The Hoho COVID-19 task team today visited pastors under Mayuane constituency to encourage them to adhere to the COVID-19 regulations that govern the religious sector. The team was led by the Hoho Regional Administrator, Princess Tanzile.
The COVID-19 task team, being led by the Hoho Regional Administrator, Princess Tanzile, today visited Maiwane constituency to talk to pastors about the terms of the new regulation to guide local churches, which is obtaining a maximum of 30% of congregates. According to the Regional Administrator, Princess Tanzile, the courage shown by pastors is a sign that churches will adhere to the set guidelines.
In Masbuga uyabona ukuthi umehluko utaba khona kakhulu nakulaba laba bebanga comply bamve kahle lo wase Ministry of Health.
The chairperson of Maiwane Pastors, Pastor Sandile Gunene, says as pastors, they are grateful to be visited by a COVID-19 task team to sort out confusion among pastors and church members with regards to the new regulation.
Kodwa ke kule nguquko lekhona yesibili ngiyo longathi bese sifuna kwatisisa kahle lwati ngayo.
The Ministry of Health, through its representative, had an effective talk with pastors addressing health issues and the importance of washing hands, as well as always having their mask on during church services. Stembi Somamba from the Home Affairs also shared with pastors the importance of following or working under the guidelines set for churches in order to obtain the right of operation, which is the permit registration form. Reporting for Eswatini TV News is Pumapim Sweli.
Eswatini's recycling industry has been one of the sectors which have been hard hit by the outbreak of the coronavirus, as the bulk of waste the country sells to neighboring South Africa no longer attracts good prices like before the period of the outbreak of the coronavirus. The latest developments occurring in Eswatini's reclaim industry were shared by Eric Slebert Industries Director Eric Slebert in an interview at the company's premises in Matapa.
The outbreak of coronavirus has had multiple negative effects on different industries and sectors of Eswatini's economy, including the waste, recycling and reclaim industries. Acknowledging the challenges faced by waste collectors and recyclers in Eswatini was the founder of the kingdom's leading reclaim companies, Eric Slabet, who pointed out that the waste exported to neighboring South Africa no longer attracts good value for money like before, since the big waste buyers in South Africa are also struggling to keep afloat due to the outbreak of coronavirus.
Whenever times are tight, they just reduce the prices that they pay to us, and hence some of our prices have halved. But when somebody comes here and asks to sell their cardboard, we can't chase them away and say, sorry, we can't buy. I mean, that's their livelihood.
Eswatini Environment Authority Communications Officer Belusile Mhlanga says it is unfortunate that not many people in the kingdom are showing interest in the investment opportunities existing in the waste industry.
The level of recycling in the country is still at a stage whereby we cannot confidently say as a country we're doing well. As it has been observed even in past call for proposals for environmental projects, only a few were on recycling, and last year we only had one project which was successful. And in most cases you find that most individuals who come to the authority to even get licenses, they are only focusing more on the collection of waste, not necessarily on the recycling part, which then adds value to the waste and has the probability to even fetch a higher price.
Slabet encouraged the people of Eswatini to regard waste recycling as a highly profitable industry instead of looking down upon this sector. He says recycling has potential to create much needed job opportunities in the kingdom. For Eswatini TV News, Hlengwendlovu with Muzim Konda at Matapa.
Vugani Teachers Training College has strengthened the institution's internal measures of controlling the spread of the coronavirus. The principal, Dr. Amos Mahlalela, says the institution has also created a list of 14 terms and conditions which students are required to comply with as an extra precautionary measure.
After learning that two Vugani College students were in close contact with a person that has tested positive for COVID-19, the principal of the college, Dr. Amos Mahlalela, invited the Shiselweni COVID-19 contact tracing group to conduct tests on the students to ascertain whether other students have not contracted the virus.
Government has issued regulations for the control of COVID-19 all throughout the country. On top of that, we have developed our own internal regulations to enforce that one, in fact to strengthen it. We have 14 points and they are very strict. For instance, that the students are now here, they are prohibited from leaving the institution, from home visitation, because we don't know what they will bring back. We are saying they should stay here until the complete of the duration of the time they are here. They are not allowed to move up and down. They are not allowed to visit each other in the hostels. Each one is allocated a room, 2 in a room. You only leave your room for classes. You leave your room for dining hall. Nowhere else.
Dr. Mahlalela says the list of terms and conditions that they created will help ensure that students, as well as their parents and all Vugani Teachers Training College personnel, are safe from the virus. For Eswatini TV News, Sifiso Ngumalo with Smuva Shongwe, Vugani Teachers Training College.
After donating food parcels and wheelchairs to 45 constituencies around the country, the Taiwan Embassy in Eswatini has further extended its assistance to Mtambama constituency. Speaking on behalf of the embassy, Councillor Oliver Ham made an assurance that the embassy will continue to donating to 11 other constituencies.
Oliver Ham says in light of the COVID-19 pandemic's effect on food security, especially in the rural areas, the Taiwan Embassy saw it crucial to offer a helping hand by donating food parcels to all constituencies in the kingdom.
So this is why the embassy we help the kingdom
accept the medical equipment, medical experts to come to the kingdom. We also provide food for the local people. We hope they could share our love with Taiwan.
Member of Parliament for the Mtsambama constituency, Simosake Shongwe, extended his gratitude to the Taiwan embassy for the donations.
Umtsambama mkhulu kodwa njeke sitawubuka la kule sitakubuka emakhaya sikuncenge ngecopho ngemphathi sitakuya noma sithole leyo 10 labo labatawudla idla ngoba empilweni angeke sifanane. Kukhona lo swele kweswela, kukhona lo mnyelo onako, ukhona lo dengisho lo ngamsita bade nebantwana nalawo labagulwa emakhaya sitawuzama nje kubukisana sesicouncil sihleli phasi ukuthi sitakwenda njani kungena emphakathi ngoba cishe imphakathi yethu ing5 phasa lengoni.
Shongwe said the wheelchairs that were donated with the food parcels are a timely addition as the constituency had just gotten a report that a woman around the area is in dire need of a wheelchair. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Sifiso Ngumalo with Simuva Shongwe.
In an effort meant at encouraging women and girls to significantly contribute towards Eswatini's economic growth through science and technology studies, the Royal Science and Technology Park has established a partnership with Women in Engineering Eswatini to achieve its target. Women in Engineering Eswatini Director Bongegile Mathenjwa says the country still needs more women to choose this career path.
Research conducted by Women in Engineering in Eswatini shows that while the number of women and girls who study science, technology, engineering and math subjects, which are also known as STEM subjects, is actually going up in the kingdom, yet when compared with other countries in Africa, the number of girls and women in this sector in Eswatini still has not reached 50%, which is an indicator that girls and women in the kingdom still need to be supported and encouraged to choose this career path. It is against this backdrop that the Royal Science and Technology Park has established a partnership with Women in Engineering Eswatini to ensure that girls and women who choose this field are well cushioned and motivated to pursue their careers in science, technology, engineering and math subjects.
One of the reasons why we have partnered with RSTP is also to help the female university students within RSTP to provide them with mentorship and coaching so that when they eventually finish their studies, they'll have people that they can look up to, people who have also helped them in terms of leadership, employability and innovation skills.
Royal Science and Technology Park Communications Officer Senzo Malaza says partnerships like the one RSTP has with Women in Engineering seem to be slowly yielding much desired outcomes.
We've seen an increase in the number of women going into the STEM programs. Our Advanced School of IT has seen quite an increase in the number of ladies that are enrolling for our different courses. So to us, that means the gap is there, yes, but the programs that we're undertaking and the partnerships that we are getting into with associations, organizations like Women are helping us a great deal.
Empowering women in the field of science, technology, engineering and mathematics is in line with Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which encourages equal education opportunities for all. For Eswatini TV News, Hlengiwe Ndlovu with Muzimkhonda at Manzini.
Business operators in the remote Lubombo areas in the Lubombo region seem to be struggling to comply with the regulations laid down COVID-19 regulations. This was said by Seboniso Makakula, who is a member of the COVID-19 business sector task team in the Lubombo region.
Following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, government put in place COVID-19 regulations to curb the spread of the pandemic. Seboniso Makakula, a member of the COVID-19 team that monitors compliance on business operations in the Lubombo region, says places in the rural areas do not abide by the COVID-19 regulations set by government.
We're going around visiting all the businesses that are located on Swazi Nation land in the rural areas where we're finding people that are not complying with the COVID-19 regulations. People are not sanitizing Some businesses, the customers are not wearing masks. Even the business people themselves, they are selling without wearing the mask. What we do.
Makakula encourages people to wear masks at all times whenever one leaves their places of abode. Reporting for Eswatini TV News is Tembelihle Makuchwa with Temba Shabangu at Lavundla Mandi.
Top local athletes have expressed their excitement on the return of competitive competitions in the country. The athletes all agree that they will have to intensify their training programs to regain their full physical fitness.
Athletics are part of the sporting courts that the government allowed to return to play after it was said that they are a low risk to transmit the coronavirus. The Eswatini Athletics Association, during their annual general meeting, where it was announced that the first official competition will be the National Championships to be hosted in October, which will follow a pre-competition. Local top athletes have since expressed their excitement that they are now allowed to go back to compete. The athletes highlighted that they will make sure to be careful when they compete and follow all the regulations put in place by the government, and also they will up their level of preparations. And it will be more helpful now that their training centers have been opened again.
Singadlulisa kujabula nenvokoto lenkulu ukuthi uhulumende nenhlangano yematubane ukuthi bavumelane ukuthi sisale sibuyela kwemidlalo yethu siyokompita sikhona ekujima sicedzele isizini ya 2020 leyasala emkhathini siyethemba nathi
ngijima nalokuthi ke ngivele ukuthi sesitawuqhubeka esitaba nawe ama-national champs kulomnyaka kungijabulisile lokho wangikhuthaza kakhulu ngiphinde futhi ngisho lokuthi nyalo lokho sengivile ukuthi sabe sigijima ama-national champs kulomnyaka amalungiselelo ami-ke ehlukile njengoba besolo singajimi kahle njengoba emavuso bekuvaliwe ngenzaba ye-corona. But njenyalo sengidicalile ngiyadicocosha ngicoceshela le-national champs ukuthi mana angikhanzise ngi-right ngoba hayi yona le corona isibuyisele emuva njengoba besacala kujima kulo mnyaka lophelile sijimela ukuthi sama-Olympics kulo mnyaka.
Kujima bekusekukhulu kakhulu ngekuthi umuntu bekufuna ajime endlini yes. So nabo coach ke njengokuthi sesima elite athletes ukanzakala ukuthi ke bo coach bese singakhona ukufinyelela kibo nyalo lokho sekuthi temo seticekisiwe sisawukhona lokho ukuthi okay like sikhonana ukuthi sibonane nabo coach bethu sikhona ukuthi lolonke impela.
For now, it will only be track and field events that will be allowed to compete as they attract a fewer number of people. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports News, I am Patiswem CV. Mbabane.
We've come to the end of our news bulletin, but before we leave you, let's take a look at news that made headlines tonight. More companies continue to partner with the Prince Sicalo Foundation in support of its vision. The Minister of Commerce, Mangcoba Khumalo, says it is encouraging to see Eswatini committing themselves fully in the business sector, and 4 candidates will contest to replace the late Senator Mike Temple. Thank you very much for staying with us. We will leave you with the weather. Have a great evening.